Facial expression in body language. Facial expressions are an important aspect of body language that can convey a wide range of emotions and intentions. A facial expression is a way of communicating with the muscles in your face. These muscles allow you to show a range of emotions, including happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and disgust. Facial expressions can be very subtle or very exaggerated, depending on the emotion being conveyed and the context in which it is being expressed. For example, a smile is a common facial expression that typically indicates happiness or friendliness. However, a smile can also be forced or fake, in which case it may not accurately reflect the person's true feelings. There are many different muscles in the face that can contribute to facial expressions. For example, the muscles around the eyes, eyebrows, and mouth can all be used to convey different emotions. For example, raising your eyebrows can indicate surprise, while frowning can indicate sadness or anger. Facial expressions are an important part of body language and can give us insight into how someone is feeling or what they are thinking. It's important to pay attention to facial expressions when communicating with others, as they can help us understand their emotions and intentions. A few more points about facial expressions and body language. Facial expressions are often accompanied by other body languages cues, such as posture, gestures, and eye movements. Together, these cues can help us get a better understanding of someone's feelings or intentions. Different cultures may have different ways of expressing emotions through facial expressions and body language. For example, a smile may be a universal way of indicating happiness, but the way in which a smile is expressed, for example, with teeth showing or not, can vary across cultures. Some people are more expressive with their facial expressions and body language than others. This can be due to a variety of factors, including personality, culture, and socialization. It's important to be aware of your own facial expressions and body language, as they can impact how others perceive you and how you come across in social situations. For example, if you are trying to appear confident and assertive, maintaining good posture and making eye contact can help convey those qualities. While facial expressions and body language can be useful tools for understanding others, it's important to remember that they are not always reliable indicators of someone's thoughts or feelings. It's always a good idea to communicate directly with others and ask for clarification if you are unsure of their intentions or emotions. Some factors that indicate facial expression. 1. Emotions. Facial expressions are often used to communicate emotions such as happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, disgust, and fear. These expressions are universal across cultures, which means that people from different parts of the world can recognize and interpret them in the same way. Emotions are complex psychological and physiological states that are typically associated with specific thoughts, behaviors, and feelings. Emotions can be positive, such as happiness and love, or negative, such as anger and fear. There are many ways that emotions can be expressed through body language, including through facial expressions, gestures, posture, and eye movements. Here are a few examples. Happiness. A person who is feeling happy may smile, laugh, and have a relaxed posture. They may also make direct eye contact and use open expansive gestures. Sadness. A person who is feeling sad may frown, cry, and have a slumped posture. They may also avoid eye contact and use closed contracted gestures. Anger. A person who is feeling angry may scowl, frown, and have a tense posture. They may also make direct eye contact and use forceful gestures. Fear. A person who is feeling afraid may widen their eyes, tense their muscles, and have a rigid posture. They may also avoid eye contact and use protective gestures, such as crossing their arms or holding their hands in front of their chest. Surprise. A person who is feeling surprised may raise their eyebrows, widen their eyes, and have an open posture. They may also make direct eye contact and use expansive gestures. Please subscribe our channel if you want more videos like this. Press the bell icon. 2. Deception. Deception is the act of deliberately misleading others through lies or the concealment of the truth. Body language can sometimes provide clues about whether or not someone is being deceptive, although it's important to note that these cues can be subtle and are not always reliable indicators of deception. Here are a few examples of body language cues that may suggest that someone is being deceptive. Inconsistent body language. If someone's words and body language do not match, it could be a sign that they are being deceptive. For example, if someone is saying that they are happy but their facial expression and posture are tense and unhappy, it could be a sign that they are not being truthful. Excessive eye contact. While making eye contact is generally considered a positive thing, excessive eye contact can sometimes be a sign that someone is being deceptive. This is because people who are lying may feel the need to try harder to convince others that they are telling the truth. Fidgeting or avoiding touch. People who are feeling anxious or guilty may fidget or avoid physical contact, such as shaking their legs or avoiding shaking hands. This can be a sign that they are uncomfortable and may be hiding something. Grooming behaviors. Grooming behaviors, such as adjusting clothing or playing with hair, can sometimes be a sign of deception. These behaviors may indicate that the person is feeling nervous or trying to distract from their words. 3. Attraction. People who are attracted to each other may display certain facial expressions, such as prolonged eye contact, smiling, or blushing. 4. Power dynamics. Facial expressions can be used to assert power or dominance, such as by displaying a stern or disapproving expression, or to convey submission, such as by looking down or avoiding eye contact. 5. Cultural differences. As with other aspects of body language, facial expressions can vary significantly between cultures, and it is important to be aware of these differences to avoid misunderstandings. 6. Micro-expressions. These are very brief facial expressions that can last only a fraction of a second and are often difficult to control. They can reveal a person's true emotions, even if they are trying to hide them. 7. The mask of the face. Some research suggests that people are more likely to trust those who show facial expressions that are congruent with their words. In other words, if a person's words and facial expressions match, they may be seen as more sincere and trustworthy. 8. The facial feedback hypothesis is the idea that facial expressions can influence emotions. This hypothesis suggests that the muscles in your face can send signals to your brain that can affect your emotional state. For example, if you smile, the muscles in your face that are used to create a smile send a signal to your brain that can make you feel happier. Similarly, if you frown, the muscles in your face that are used to create a frown send a signal to your brain that can make you feel sad or angry. There is some scientific evidence to support the facial feedback hypothesis. For example, studies have found that people who are asked to hold a pen in their teeth and smile, which activates the muscles used in smiling, report feeling happier than those who are asked to hold the pen with their lips and not smile. Similarly, people who are asked to furrow their brows and frown report feeling angrier than those who are asked to hold a neutral expression. It's important to note that the facial feedback hypothesis is not the only factor that influences emotion. There are many other psychological and physiological factors that can affect our emotional state. However, the facial feedback hypothesis does suggest that our facial expressions can play a role in how we feel. 9. Context. it is important to consider the context in which facial expressions are being displayed. For example, a smile may be appropriate in a friendly social setting, but it might be seen as inappropriate in a formal business setting. Ken training. Some people may be able to improve their ability to recognize and interpret facial expressions through training or practice. This can be helpful in a variety of situations, such as in negotiating, sales, or customer service. Conclusion. Facial expressions are an important part of body language and can convey a wide range of emotions, including happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and disgust. Different muscles in the face can be used to create different facial expressions, and these expressions can be subtle or exaggerated, depending on the emotion being conveyed and the context in which it is being expressed. Facial expressions are often accompanied by other body languages cues, such as posture, gestures, and eye movements, which can help us understand someone's feelings or intentions. Different cultures may have different ways of expressing emotions through facial expressions and body language, and some people are more expressive than others. It's important to pay attention to facial expressions and other forms of body language when communicating with others, as they can help us understand their emotions and intentions. However, it's also important to remember that facial expressions and body language are not always reliable indicators of someone's thoughts or feelings, and it's always a good idea to communicate directly with others if you are unsure of their intentions or emotions.